Good morning, Spoon. It's Tuesday. And it's the last Tuesday that I'm going to be spending in this room. Because on Saturday, I'm moving to my new apartment. Yay! So that means pretty soon I'm going to be living on campus and assuming my role as a freshman, aka the lowest on the pecking order. But as it stands, I have not yet attended my first college class. Therefore, I don't really consider myself a college student quite yet. But before I become young and stupid, I decided I'm going to be old and wise, meaning I'm going to talk about high school. So as you know, we both attended Kip King. And going to a KIPP high school, more specifically King, is a very unique experience. So I've compiled a list of things I wish I would have done as a freshman, as well as things that I just think are good advice. Number 1, appreciate your teachers. Obviously, you're not going to like every single teacher that you have ever. But KIPP teachers are there because they want to be there. And they're seriously willing to go the extra mile to give you the help that you need if you just freaking ask for it. Take advantage of office hours. Go in and talk to them if you don't understand something. Or go in during your lunch period if you don't have time after school. And even if you don't have academic things to talk to them about, go in and talk to them about life. For the most part, they're old enough to have life experiences to share, yet young enough to still be relatable. And if they get to know you as a person instead of just as a student, that's going to be really helpful if you need to ask them for recommendations later on. Numero 2. Love your pride regardless. Pride can either be a study hall or some place that you just talk, or your pride leader might actually have you guys doing stuff. Either way, you have to acknowledge that these are people that are in the same classes as you, are going through the same crap as you are, and are gonna be one of the very few people in society that will have known what it is like to go to King. And plus, you're gonna be doing a lot of things with them. Quarter games, community service if you actually go, and senior retreat. So it's best to get to know them and get to know them early and kind of learn to love them. Numero 3. Procrastinate wisely. Everybody's going to tell you not to procrastinate, but in reality, sometimes you're going to want to watch the next episode of Pretty Little Liars rather than doing that homework assignment. And sometimes you're not going to be able to fight that urge. The trick is to be able to know your limits. Pulling an all-nighter probably isn't going to be the best idea. If you put something off, make sure you leave yourself enough time to actually do it and to do it well. If it's studying for finals, don't put it off. If it's an essay, don't put it off. In fact, some teachers would argue that it's best to leave your studying closer to the test because you'll remember it better than if you did it like 3 weeks ago just to get it out of the way. Basically, don't stress yourself out, but also try and have a life. Number 4. Eat food, drink water. Everyone says that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But especially when you go to KIPP and you have to be there at 8:15 in the morning, sometimes you don't always have time for breakfast. So if your first period teacher allows you to eat in class, take advantage of it. Grab a banana or an apple or a baggie of cereal, eat. Not only will you be able to think better, but it will also make you a more pleasant person because people tend to get grumpy when they're hungry. And now that there's water fountains all over campus, use them. Number 5. Enrichment is a good thing. I know the school day is long and I know you just want to go home, but at the end of the day, enrichment can only help you. And at the very least, if you join some sort of club thing, you could put it on your college resume. Which leads me to number 6. Apply for scholarships, please. Yes, they're time consuming, but at the end of the day, it's the difference between a few hours lost now and a poop load of debt later. And college does not have to equal debt. Number 7. Read the book. Good readers make good writers, and whatever you take in college, you're gonna have to write things. And if you don't like to read, you just haven't found the right book yet. And finally, realize that it won't last forever. Use the resources that you have and appreciate the help that's given to you. Because now the teacher knows your name and is worried about your grades. In college, that's not always going to be the case. They may know your name, but they're probably not going to give a poop about your grades. Oh yeah, that's my advice. I'm planning on making another one of these advicey videos about halfway through freshman year. And I know I promised you a comprehensive video on Syria. That's coming. I promise, turning into a research paper, I swear. As always, don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you on Friday.